Solicitation, what does that mean? We looked at them. All right, we looked at all this here. Now then, I said we already discussed quite a bit about that functions, the edifications and things like that before. And so we are not going to be spending much time there. Okay. Okay, now let's look at, did I discuss? Okay. Yes, let's look at about the church management. This is also a topic that we need to discuss sometime later, as a, how we need to manage, as a pastor, as a leader of the church, as should be. But here I just wanted to look at a few things, 4 aspects of pastoral leadership, and that is related to the ministries and work of a local church. Few aspects here. First of all, when we talk about church management and how you need to manage, first of all, he must be a visionary, right? What is a visionary means, right? If you wanted to answer the question, this is what you need to do. Ask yourself this question: am I doing ministry? I'm doing this ministry to do something, or am I in this ministry for something to do? Right? The question is, am I doing this ministry to do something? I want to do something, so I'm in the ministry. Or I'm in the ministry for some specific task. Right? If it is the former, right, I sure hope it is, then write your response to the question. The question would be, is this: what is something that you want to do in the ministry? Right? When you have weeded through easy answers and come to the ones that reveal personal meaning, then you will be on the right track. So what do you need to ask? All right, you're going to do something in the ministry, right? Yeah. So what are you going to do in the ministry? You are in the leadership. What are you going to do? That means you need to be a visionary. That's what we are saying. So let's look at what is a vision. Even last, few times I have heard people talking about a vision. What is a vision? It is awareness of purpose and the ability to state clearly the direction and destination to be pursued. Where we wanted to go. What is our destiny? What is our direction? What is our purpose? That is what actually a leadership vision includes. That means it includes, it looks to the future. If you're a visionary, you look to the future. It connotes standard of excellence. You wanted to do not a good work, not a better work, but you needed an excellent work. And all right, there need to be quality of uniqueness, right? Quality of uniqueness. Sorry. Yeah, quality of uniqueness you need to have. All right, so those are the things necessary for, if it is you are going to be a visionary, if you are going to be in a pastoral leadership, you need to look to the future. You need to establish the standard, right? What is we want to aim? What is the standard that we are looking at? And a visionary also suggests a quality of uniqueness, ability to serve God in a unique way. Now, if you look at again, there are few dimensions for vision, right? Dimensions for vision. What are the dimensions? There is foresight, all right? Yes. Then there is hindsight. Then there is insight and focus. One more. So these four things are there in when you say vision: foresight, hindsight, insight, and focus. Right? What is foresight? These are all technical terms that are usually used in leaderships, right? Leaderships. If you have attended any kinds of foresight, we have verses here. You can look at Nehemiah's case. Nehemiah is a very great example for a leader, how to be a leader. Let's look at Nehemiah chapter 2. Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 12 and verse. Can anyone read? All right, maybe I will read Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 12 onwards.
You can read first.
Okay. Then I arose in the night. I rose in the night, and I and a few men with me, and I told no one what my God had put into my heart to do for Jerusalem. There was no animal with me, but the one on which I rode. I went out by night, the valley gate, to the dragon spring, and to the dung gate, and I inspected the walls of Jerusalem, and that were broken down, and its gates had been destroyed by fire. Then I went into the fountain gate and to the king's pool, and there was no room for the animal that was under me to pass. Then I went up at night by the valley, inspected the wall, and I turned back and entered by the valley gate. So I returned. And the official did not know where I had gone or what I was doing. And I had not yet told the Jews, the priests, the nobles, the officials, and the rest who were to do the work. And so what you see is foresight. What Nehemiah is doing is that he is able to see where things are wrong, going weak. And if you look at verse 19, then when Sanballat and Horonite and Tobiah, the Ammonite servant and Gresham Arab, heard of it, they jeered and despised us and said, "What is these things that you're doing? Are you rebelling against the king?" Then I replied to them, "God of heaven will make us prosper, and we, his servants, will arise, build, and you have no portion or right or claim in Jerusalem." So if you look at, yes, praise the Lord. No, really. Okay, one second again, sorry. 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, well, in my house, it's all my stuff, and it's going on how you pay. If you can come tomorrow, I know very well because I have on my own. But you can call us tomorrow. Okay, I'm sorry. And you need to forgive me for all the disturbance that are happening today. I don't expect anyone during my class hours here. I don't expect actually. But today someone came, so evidently they're from a nearby bank. People they want to come in because I don't know why they want to do. Anyway, okay. So what is foresight? Ability to envision the end and result of your actions. End results of your actions. So he has a foresight. That means you know what is going to happen, what you wanted to accomplish clearly, right? Where things are gone wrong. Nehemiah is the one. There are other people who are trying to discourage him, but he says, no, I know exactly what has to take place, what we are going to do. We know exactly. So a leader with a vision has a foresight, right? In a foresight, he has the ability to envision the end results of your action. Now, that means he knows the ability, he's the one who has the ability to see potential accomplishments. Not only, okay, what can be achieved, but when you accomplish, you need to know what are the potential problems. What are the problems? Yes, you have a vision to do something, right? What can pull things away? What are the potential problems that can happen when you wanted to do something? Third, we know that recognizing, that ideas have consequences, right? Anyone comes with an idea, it has got consequences. It affects people, any ideas. For example, the moment you say that you want to go to a particular place and maybe plant a new church, that is an idea. It's not quite easy to come up with that idea. It's the most difficult thing in the world that someone undertakes. But understand, your ideas have consequences because it's going to affect the people. It affects many people in the future, right? Anyone who think that, okay, we're going to do something, it's not that quite easy. Not that quite easy. Ideas have consequences, right? So, foresight, seeing afar, envision the end results of your action. What do you wanted to see? You wanted to see a church planted. A church planted. What kind of church you need to plant? No. We wanted to plant a church that will plant. So that means we wanted to plant church planting churches. Church planting churches, which has something which tells about when somebody has that vision. Church planting churches means you need to plant churches that will plant other churches. The reason why I say that is because this is something that when I was in Kerala in church planting ministry, that was something that I laid out for the believers there. And from the beginning onwards, I tried to communicate that idea that if God plants a church here, because in the beginning, we were not sure that there would be a church. We were not sure at all that there would be a church plant because every groups came there and they failed in their mission, which we did not know. Somehow I ended up in a place where almost all the groups of Christians worked over 10, 12 years and failed. That's where we ended up. And I didn't know that, but later learned that one. And then we even did not know that there would be a church planted because it was very difficult. But finally, when God slowly started to work, and believers started to come and trust, and be baptized, and a church is planted. And one of the things that we always said was that if we are going to be existing as a church, then make sure that we are here to plant other churches. Otherwise, you will die very soon. Very soon. Every church that has no vision for planting other churches will die very soon. Because if anyone thinks that church is something that for us, we need to care for ourselves only just for themselves, then there's no reason to have a zeal, right? So we always talk about church planting churches. That is what we wanted to see. Planting churches that can plant other churches, right? Now, so it's not, well, anyone can say that. That means you are envisioning, all right, what we are thinking, what do we think now that will take place in the future? What should be the results, right? So when you make that, ideas have consequence. So I'm glad the church we planted is engaged in not only maybe some of the evangelistic work there, but also taking a leadership in helping other people, planting other churches. Because when God's people know that it is that they have a mission to accomplish, then it is much more easier, right? The problem is mostly people think that their mission is only to come and worship and let only our church to grow. Then there's a problem. All right, so learn foresight, right? First dimension of vision. Second is a hindsight. What is a hindsight? Ability to learn from the past experience of others and yourself in order to more effectively face the future. Hindsight is the ability to learn from the experiences, right? One of the reasons God said, let not be a new convert who aspires the office of leadership is simply this. Now, Nehemiah is an example again for that. Look at Nehemiah chapter 5. Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 14.
Moreover, from the 20th year of King Artaxerxes, when I was appointed to be their governor in the land of Judah, until his 32nd year, 12 years, neither I nor my brothers ate the food allotted to the governor.
15.
But the earlier governors, those preceding me, placed a heavy burden on the people and took 40 shekels of silver from them in addition to the food and wine. Their assistants also lorded it over the people, but out of the reverence for God, I did not act like that.
Yeah, so he's trying to explain what others have done. Which is, quite, something that we always learn, right? When I came here in the northern part of India, everyone told me that your experiences in the ministry back in Kerala will not help you in planning, in church planning ministry in North India is completely different. So never go and say that you know everything. And therefore, I always accepted that. And therefore, my responsibility was here is that, just go through what others do. That's what I've been doing most of the time. And still, maybe I'm still learning right here in Northern, because starting a new church, and when you go to a new place, is much more risky. But a hindsight is this, that you have the ability to learn from your past experiences. Not only yours, but you look at others' experiences. That is what a hindsight, right? So that means understand the value of mistakes and failures. See, God doesn't bring mistakes and failures quite easily. It's a lesson to learn, right? All the mistakes and failures are a lesson to learn. And I always wanted to. I don't want it to go always the same line. When things are going wrong, things doesn't accomplish the thing. When sometime we see we're not able to accomplish what we're supposed to, I always wanted to change my plan. I wanted to change. Because I don't want it to be adamant and sit and say that all what I think is the right, and not that way. You are there to listen and to know what others do. Right? So the point is, never make the same mistake twice. I'm saying this, but I have made mistakes in that. That was my problem, right? Certain things, sometimes you make the same mistakes, and later I have regretted. A lot of regrets, right? So never make the same mistake twice. Identify positive lessons to be learned from failed attempts, right? So please understand the value of mistakes. Second, capitalize on the success of others, right? If someone is successful, understand why are they successful, right? Practice creative idea, right? Sweeping, yeah. The idea is that, okay, what made someone successful? But the problem is, now maybe there are someone successful with deceptive method, and do you want to do that? No, you don't want to do that. But if there are some genuine people who worked and served the Lord and are successful, there's nothing wrong to capitalize on that, right? And appreciate the traditions and cultures of the church ministry. If a church ministry has certain traditions, try to appreciate them, right? That's what hindsight actually means. Learning from the experiences of you and others. So you have first, foresight. Second, hindsight. Third, insight. Third is what? Insight. This is a common word that we use all the time. It is the ability to discern the true nature of situation. Discern the true nature, right? We might say someone has the insight. This comes with experience. So let's look at Nehemiah again. Maybe Nehemiah can help here. 6 verse 12. Nehemiah 6 verse 12. And I understood. And so the God had not sent me. He says, I understood. But he had pronounced the prophecy against me because Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. He says, I understood. He discerned what really happened. So what is that? Maintaining a clear perception of the relation of plans and actions to the philosophy is the important thing. Understand what you are going to do, right? Understand, have a clear perception of the plan, right? And actions that you are going to do. And identify priorities and principles. What do you want to do? Yes, we already learned in philosophy church ministries what is the principles and priorities. So look at that. And then get, right? So insight is the ability to discern the true nature. Oftentimes, I know, we always live and we know people make sudden judgment, right? That is what happened, especially in the Christian world. There are a lot of people can make sudden judgment, quick judgment, and as a pastor, you need to be careful, right? Don't make quick judgment. You sit and think, what could be the reasons? What could be the reason? So discern the true nature, right? That is inside. Because if you don't know really what is going on, then you will not be able to accomplish your mission. Fourth one, focus. right? Focus on the task. There are many. The ability to fix our attention on a course or task without distraction. Yeah, you have a task in your hand, right? You have a point, you have an aim, you have a place to go, you have a direction, everything is there. Then fix your attention. Don't be engaged in too many activities, right? Too many activities. And therefore you're not able to accomplish what you're supposed to do, right? So ability to fix our attention is very important. Now, what does that mean? Identify potential dangers. All right, what could be distractions, distortions, and deceptions can happen, right? You wanted to plant a church, you want to begin church. Yeah. Were you committed? Really? Are you committed to do that task? Are you fixed your attention? If you wanted to do a ministry, are you fixed? Do you know? So focus is most important thing. Oftentimes, what happens, people, some people, they are good beginners, right? Good beginners, they can begin very well. Good beginners, very good. But as the rubber meets the road, they will fade away. They can never focus. They go away. And I'm saying, I've seen many missionaries like that who came with a lot of zeal for the ministry. And finally, when things doesn't happen the way that they wanted to do, often that's what might happen, right? 90% of the time, when you are going to do, especially you're going to be a pastor of a church, you have a certain expectation of what kind of things should be done. And when you meet people, right, various types of church members, and where they have different kinds of opinions, and all your zeal will go within 1 or 2 years, right? Why? That's all right. Some people are good beginners, but then they lose their focus, right? So always understand, demands a clear picture of a desired future. All right. Do you have a clear picture of what should be the future? And the vision must grip you to the core so that you become unshakable in pursuit of it. You need to be gripped with your values so that even distraction comes, you're not going to lose it. You will follow and focus. The thing that are necessary to do. And so that's what happens, friends. So a leader must be a visionary. So a visionary means we are talking about there is foresight, there is hindsight, there is insight, and there is focus. 4 things to be developed, right? In order to have a good vision about the ministry. All right. Now we will look at development of a vision, maybe in a next class. All right. So please go through the notes. Certain portions we have not really looked at because that's already we covered. Some of the things that we are going to cover in the future. So I don't want to repeat them here. But for the sake of class notes for a continuation, I have given them in